Hi everybody, welcome back to this. This is our series of interviews with local artists that show at Esprit de Corps Gallery, and we're here today with Betsy Aguirre. Welcome, Betsy.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
When we first met you, we knew about your prowess as a painter, but these days what really gets you excited is sculpture, I understand.
That's right.
Let's talk a little bit about it. This is a lovely piece here, Betsy. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, this one is called Flight, and it's made out of honeycomb calcite. Started with a big piece that I am inspired by women in flowing clothes of the 30s and 40s. So you can see her gown in high winds, I guess. It's about to take off, and you can see her little face in here. And I use a lot of different tools to get down to this kind of detail, and am polishing it and using hammer and chisels, things like that.
I'd love to hear a little bit about your process. Can you tell me about some of the tools that you use?
Yes. Here's the clay that I start out a lot of my sculptures with. And this is Chavant. It's good quality. It's an oil base, so it doesn't dry out. So you can work with it for a long period of time. And here's some of the tools that I use. These have two sides. These are only a few. I have quite a few tools. These scrape away to get down in these areas. And then this is my famous leg or arm tool, which goes along the surface like that. One of my instructors, Bruno Lucchesi, helped me get this tool, and it has been a lifesaver when it comes to sculpting. Now, this is an inspiration for a maquette, I guess you would say, for a bigger stone piece. This I can make out of clay pretty quickly, and then I can work on this as a sample.
That's great, Betsy. Tell us a little bit about the other mediums that you sculpt in.
Well, I love to sculpt in stone because every stone is different. The finished product is one of a kind. Here's a piece of stone that I am getting ready to work on.
What is it?
It is a type of alabaster, and I can't remember the name of it right now.
Where does it come from?
I believe this one is from Utah, as I remember. And a lot of my stone comes from all over the world. A lot of them from Italy and Montana, and I buy from a stone supplier that I go either to his place or he comes to town with several big chunks for me to pick from.
Cool.
And this one, I haven't quite designed it. I do draw some pictures on it to try to figure out what to do. But you start out with the old chisel, hammer and chisel, and start taking it down to a basic shape that you want. And
so tell us about that chisel. Is that a special tool that's specifically for sculpture?
yes, it is. These tools, I've got several different types of chisels. This one is a flat chisel. I have also teeth and points, and each one takes off a different type or different chunk of the stone, and till you work it down to a point where you can go into rasp or even Dremel tools.
Okay, so then is some stone harder or softer than others?
Yes, this is a pretty soft stone. Most alabasters are. This one down here is a soft stone. Then you get into your marbles. Have a piece that is a Carrara marble that is just beautiful, pure white. There's sandstone, which is very soft. And a lot of people when they're starting in sculpture start with soapstone, which you can cut with a pocket knife. So that's really fun to work up an idea, let's say.
So what does it sound like when you actually hit the stone with the hammer?
Well, if you got a good stone, it should have like a ring to it. I don't want to put dust all over your place, but that's where it takes a long time, but it's a lot of fun because you start seeing a little bit of a shape in there that you go, wow, that's cool, or you'll have little designs that will pop off and you have to redesign it. So,
so it's a process that evolves as you go along.
Yes,
so
it does.
Part of it's determined by the nature of the stone and where the fracture lines are and that sort of thing, and you have to kind of be a musician and go along with the tune that the stone sings by itself, right? Is that...
Yes, sometimes I've arrived in the middle of a stone and find a big piece of quartz right through the center. And you're not going any farther. You're going to have to work around that, which I have done in some of my pieces. And that's the beauty of the stone. And
So can we see some of the finished pieces that you've done?
sure.
Okay, great.
Wow, this is really an incredible array of sculpture here, Betsy. I'd love you to tell us a little bit about each one.
Okay, this is a bronze piece. This was cast from clay, like I showed you a moment ago, of the oil-based clay. They do a mold, and then it's a wax process that takes a long time to do, and I have it professionally done. So she may look like stone, but she is metal.
Gorgeous.
And someone patinas the piece and makes it the way you want when you tell them what colors you want.
Okay. Tell us
This
a little
one?
about this one.
This one is mother and child, and this is made out of sandstone. And what's beautiful again about stone is the way that you can design where these patterns and the striations of the stone will come out.
Great texture and color in that piece. All right. How about
This
this one?
This one is made out of Carrara marble, the same marble that Michelangelo's David came out of in
Really?
the Italian mountains, and it is getting very rare. I had this piece and wanted to do something special with it because it is so pure white. And my daughter and my son got married, and that was inspired me to make a flowing bride.
You really want to reach out and touch it every time you see
Yes,
it.
it is really fun, and it's called Whipped Cream Wedding.
Awesome. All
This-
right.
This one is actually clay that has been fired. This is a very emotional piece. It has the woman who is saying, leave your worries behind. And she's got her little foot off of a cliff,
Very
and
dynamic.
she's gripping her stomach, so she's got some problems.
You get a
but-
great sense of motion out of that.
Yes, you do. And it's two sides, so it's nice to put it on a rotating base, again with the flowing clothing that I always like to do.
Fabulous. And
This is
beauty,
Reclining Women. She is out of clay and then fired.
It's a nice wood base.
I had that base made by a friend of mine who does some of my bases.
Beautiful base. I love this one, Betsy. What is this made from?
This is a type of alabaster that's, I can't remember the name right now, but these were two pieces of stone that I watched a program on the Moe, I think you pronounce it, men, and I thought this little face sort of looked like him, so I put him on the bottom.
Those are the figures on Easter Island, is that
Yes,
correct?
that is, yes.
Moe men?
Moe, someone who is watching this probably knows how to pronounce it.
Oh, cool.
But
Don't worry, we'll get
He's-
you an email, I'm sure.
he's very, very soft and fun to touch.
And this is as you were telling us, this is a maquette for this sculpture. Tell us what a maquette is.
This is just a study that I do in clay before I go to the stone.
I see.
And that way I can measure and work out my problems of what's going to flow. So this one was one of my most fun pieces because her red hair appeared as I was buffing her out, and she has a wing. She's emerging from the rock. It's called emergence. As I was polishing her, this little bit of life in her belly happened, and it just has a very flowing piece. You know, it's a flowing piece just like some of the others. This one is one, I don't just do women, I also am starting on this bowl. This is just the beginning of, I think it's called Italian ice, and it'll have some flowers carved into the side. This is inspired by the Art Deco pieces of the 30s and 40s, which I absolutely love anything
And
Art
would that
Deco.
become a little more translucent if you polish it?
Yes, once I start polishing it and finishing it, it will come out to be more clear.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for coming down today and talking about your beautiful sculptures. I'm sure these would look wonderful in your home. They are for sale here at the Esprit de Corps Gallery and on sale right now.
And they're on sale, yes.
You've told us a little bit today about how you used specific tools to turn an amorphous blob into a beautiful, beautiful piece of art, and we thank you again for that. Tell us, give us some parting words today.
Well, I would like for everyone to come down and to touch these and caress them and love them as much as I do, and take them home and put them in your home and enjoy them every day.
Well said.